Welcome, everyone, to the season finale of season one of the ADG podcast. I'm your host, Darren,
And I'm Jacob.
and we have a great show for you to cap off what has been a great first season of the ADG podcast.
It's
We
been
have,
crazy.
I know
Crazy.
it kind of boggles my mind, Jake, how we started this like as just a fun thing to do, and it kind of like snowballed into getting interviews
Yep.
and music
Yep.
and people listening all over the world.
That's right.
It's quite crazy. So the bar has set pretty good for season two.
That's right.
When we come back, but we got some great topics to discuss today. We got some brand new music that Jake has picked out, especially for the season finale.
Oh, you guys are
Uh,
gonna love it. Yeah,
it,
it's a nice
it,
summer jam.
it's a great way to kick off your summertime jam, and also it's a holiday weekend. So happy Canada Day to everyone out there, and if you're listening from the states, happy Fourth of July,
That's
and
right.
all that stuff. We also have a great top five. Jake has garbage person of the week. We'll have sports. We'll have a lot of lot of great tidbits coming up, and especially we have some new things for you guys to look forward to in season two of the ADG podcast. So Jake,
That's right.
let's
It
start.
started.
Let's
Yeah.
start.
Well, let's do sports.
Let's start with sports. Obviously, the major sports leagues seasons have wrapped up. The awards have been given out. Now it's free agency. It's a lot of money shuffling going around. So if you're interested in on how much money these players are making, this is like your Christmas, I guess. July 1st is the free agent see window opening for the NHL. A lot of big names out there, especially if you're a Leaf fan. Mitch Marner, we've been hearing the talk of the past few weeks. Is he going to sign an offer sheet? Is he not going to sign an offer sheet? Is it worth, is he a player worth $13 million and that much? So hopefully that all gets decided within the next week or two, and we can finally put it to rest. Obviously, the Leafs did some of their work that was in front of them, signing Kasperi Kapanen and Andreas Janssen to 3-year deals each. So they're sticking around, keeping that keeping that core and that nucleus intact for a little bit. Um, NBA. The big question in the NBA is where's Kawhi Leonard going to sign? And obviously, there's a lot of rumors going around that he might go to LA, he might go to the Clippers, he might stay in Toronto. It's kind of tough to pin where he is. He is a
Well,
guy.
he is a guy who just won't give you anything. And then there's
No,
reports of him hanging out in Toronto, and there's reports of him buying moving boxes at Home Depot. Like, I don't know.
absolutely, you don't know, and he's the only one that really does know where he's leaning. So, but like Jake, if you're a Toronto Raptors fan, and this guy comes in his first year on the team, brings you an NBA championship, and then he decides that he wants to leave, can you really get mad at that guy?
Uh, yeah,
Really?
yeah. Because he came and did something that was nearly impossible, and then
Exactly.
and then it's just gonna leave
Yeah.
because for whatever reason. No, no, I think if I was quiet, and I'm not doing what he's doing, I would probably stay. You did something that's amazing. Yeah, you don't want to screw it up or anything,
Hmm.
and have a really shit season next year and be like, oh, it was a fluke. But
Right.
if let's say he goes to LA, that's the
Hmm.
biggest cop out ever. Go play with that monster team that's building. And I think personally, I'm
Hmm.
really tired of these super teams. Which I
Hmm.
don't it's good because you need villains in the NBA, and
Right.
I love to hate LeBron, like I hate Golden State.
Hmm.
It's good for the league because it
Yeah.
keeps things interesting.
Right.
But you know what? If he did this here, it gets and have build the team and go for it again. It's actually very exciting what happened in the playoffs last year. But if he goes to LA, it's going to be predictable. It's going to be all right. Now let's everybody try to stack your teams because now you have to compete not only with Golden State because we still don't know where KD's going to go, which is probably New York. The Knicks.
Well,
I heard a rumor that it's going to be Brooklyn, which is just the dumbest thing ever. And then you have the LeBron with a power team, but
mhm,
also the Pelicans are going to be great this year.
right.
So
Oh,
it's
oh,
the league's going to be great.
well, the Pelicans are going to be an interesting team to watch. Obviously, Zion Williamson, he comes in, he's worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah,
And
but it's a young
it's a
team.
young team. You're right. There's a young team with that in New Orleans.
Hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Like you said about LA, LA got him. They have LeBron James. They have
Anthony
Antonio
Davis.
Davis, and now like yeah, if you're Kawhi Leonard, that's pretty attractive to look at. You know,
Oh yeah, very.
to go there. I'm not saying that it's a slam dunk deal. I'm like he's doing his due diligence, taking all these meetings with different teams. I think he has a meeting with New York Knicks, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a wild next week. It's gonna be a wild week in the NBA and NHL with all these free agencies and where these people are moving. But going from the hard court to the baseball diamond, we got to give an ABG shout out to the University of Michigan men's baseball team for making it to the World Series,
Yep.
taking Vanderbilt to a third and deciding game. They end up
Which
losing the World
yeah,
Series,
great
but
job
hey,
for them. The format's weird for the College World Series. I really don't get it, but it's fun because it's a double elimination format. They
exactly,
got there. They beat everybody on the way.
yeah.
It was interesting to watch, but I don't know. It's just very complicated. But
Well,
hey, good for them.
yeah,
They
but
weren't
it's
supposed
true.
to be there, I guess. So
Especially that they haven't. The last time that they've been there and won it was 1966. So
yeah,
for them to do it, that's great to see. Because we always hear about Michigan basketball, Michigan football. It's always good to hear that the other sports at that university making a national championship run, which is
yeah,
always good to see.
exactly. Football's not going to do it. Might as well baseball do it.
Well, hey, you guys got Jesus Harbaugh over there, so who
I know.
knows?
I know.
So from there, let's talk a little bit about soccer. I know Jake, you're a big fan of the
Hell yeah,
Women's World Cup.
it's
Uh,
amazing.
it's competitive. I'll say that it is competitive soccer. So if you haven't been watching, the U.S. has been dominating. They beat the host country France yesterday
I
2 to
watched that
1.
game yesterday. I watched the whole game yesterday.
There you
Yep.
go. So obviously, so the U.S. have made it to the semifinals of the tournament. They'll take on England, I believe. So that will be an interesting. That'll be an interesting game to watch. Right now, Italy, my country women, I guess,
Oh
are
yeah,
yeah, they are playing the Netherlands right now, and Netherlands are actually winning. They're up 1-0.
up 1-0 in the 73rd
Yeah.
minute, as we
Yes.
are recording this podcast.
Yeah, as we are recording it right now. So hopefully they got a little bit of a comeback in them. So we'll see. They will play the winner of Sweden and Germany, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But Jake, the real question is I want to ask: is this Team USA's tournament to lose?
It is. I'm watching them play yesterday, and I'm looking at what they're doing. They know they're good,
Mm-hmm.
but they put themselves in stupid position. Like France is a good team,
Yeah.
and then the U.S. went up one lucky goal, and then the first goal was extremely lucky, and their
Mm-hmm.
second goal was good because of France's mistake. They
Mm.
just forgot about a player, and
Right.
you just don't miss those shots.
Right.
And they put themselves in bad positions. They could have lost that game. I called when it was 2-0 in the second half, and I'm like, okay, they're playing 5D in the back, and they're putting themselves in a bad position. France is going to score and make this interesting. What happens 5 minutes later? France scores on a beautiful header. Boom, put themselves in a better position and just kept pressuring. The good thing for the U.S. is they're physically better and were able to stave off the entire French team for the rest of the game. But again, they put themselves in a bad position, and it is theirs to lose. There's going to be harder teams that are coming up to play them, and it's not going to be Canada, but maybe other teams that are much better. And if they make mistakes, like do something stupid with their formation and let the other team pressure the entire time, and they only play defensively once they get up a couple goals or a goal, then it's not going to be in their best interest. And yeah, they're very strategic, and yeah, they're physically great, but depends on the day. So we'll see who gets to be. I don't know. I haven't watched England play yet. That's the only team. One of the only teams I haven't watched.
Right.
Germany's great. Sweden's pretty good. Sweden always plays the U.S. stuff. So whoever gets out of this group, which Netherlands is very good. Sweden's going to beat Germany later on today, so it might be Netherlands, Sweden, and then whoever wins there is going to play probably the U.S. if U.S. can make it through. That's going to be the biggest challenge, and I think Sweden or the Netherlands are the biggest, the teams that could pose a potential loss for the U.S. once they get to the World Cup final.
There you go. There's Jake's input when it comes to Women's World Cup. So obviously he has
I'm so into soccer right now. It's great.
There you go. So obviously he has no love for the Germans. So come on, Germany.
Oh, never.
Prove him wrong.
I don't know. We're gonna lose 3-0 today.
That's great. So that pretty much wraps it up. I have like one sports entertainment news.
Oh shit.
For those of you who enjoy wrestling, enjoy the pageantry and the storylines of wrestling. It broke earlier this week that Paul Heyman, the guy that walks around with Brock Lesnar and introduces himself, he is taking over creative control of Monday Night Raw, and on SmackDown Live, which is their other signature show. Eric Bischoff, yes, that Eric Bischoff, who Vince McMahon hated for all those years during the Monday Night War, is taking over creative control of SmackDown Live. What does this mean? You're thinking to yourself, well, obviously, they obviously know about AEW and all these the hype that is surrounding them, and they want that creativeness, that character development, that storyline developing, energy that was so big and popular for them during the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWE. So obviously them doing this is a step in, like, we need to really step up our game here because we're getting too lackadaisical in our product. And we need to show people that we're still the top dog here for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, I was shocked by it because I didn't think Bischoff was ever going to come back to wrestling this way. Yeah. And he's a smart dude. He will get edgy, and I'm very, very happy. SmackDown going to Fox, and Fox requesting it to be a more edgy show. That is the guy to bring over there. Because look what he did to WCW. The ideas he has probably in his head are way above and beyond what WWE is doing now. And Heyman, that is just brilliant. So, you should know you're going to have, a good wrestling product, not just entertainment, but you'll have quality. And between these two guys, I'm shocked, but I'm also super happy. Now, AEW, am I a big fan of AEW right now? No, not a big fan of AEW just yet. Right. A couple of their characters, yeah, definitely. They want to compete. They want to make this interesting. Yeah. Don't bring. Maybe just I'm a little biased because they just brought in John. What's his name? Moxley.
John Moxley.
What was his name?
John.
Who gives a shit? Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
I'm not a fan. It's like Impact used to do way back in the day. Bring any WWE wrestler, be like, this guy's gonna be our champion because we just want we just want the people just to hop over and watch this guy wrestle here. That's the dumbest shit ever. No, you don't do that. That's what they did with everybody jumping ship from WWE to not WCW but Impact later on.
Right.
And that's how they failed because people got bored. So I have the same shit. The same people we already seen wrestle are wrestling here now. Within the next couple of years, that's what's going to happen. And it's not going to be interesting. Yeah, we want to see certain matches. But the only reason these guys are popular is because they were different. And don't bring all these guys over. You have your own roster. Utilize your roster. Prove that you're better that way. And that's what you've been doing. That's what works. Do I like all your wrestlers? No. I'm a big fan of Cody Rhodes? Absolutely not. Young Bucks? Nah. Don't need to see that. Just a waste of time. But they have a good roster. MJF, yes, should be your champion. Give that guy a microphone and have him talk.
Me and Jake are big MJF fans. We've
Yeah.
been trying for the past few weeks to get him on our show.
Maybe next season.
Hopefully, we'll try to get him for next season. But yes, if you haven't seen his interview with Chris Van Vliet, please do so.
Oh,
it is
God, yes.
worth it.
Amazing. That's a show in itself.
Yeah, it is.
It was awesome.
That's great.
But no, they have a lot of good talent. They have a lot of good wrestlers. Just push them. Push them. Make this a company.
Just a quick live sports update. It's 2-0 Netherlands right now, so looks like Netherlands are going through. So anyways,
you can take off your Italy jersey right now.
I can take down the flag from outside.
Oh God, yes. Oh, that's fun. But yeah, that's the whole wrestling thing, and yeah, but it will be great. I'm glad that something's changing, so that's good. Yeah. Changing for the better, at least.
That's great.
All right.
So just one more thing I want to talk about. I have a good friend. He has this new local business coming out. It's called Bearded Custom Computers. Are you a gamer? Do you need the fastest computer to play your games on, to go out there and dominate in any virtual game destination that you play? Bearded Custom Computers is where it's at. It's a local business, and my good friend Josh, he is a wizard when it comes to building custom computers. He's a gamer, so he knows exactly what you need. He knows exactly what it takes to make the ultimate gaming computer. He has a bunch of, he offers different services from parts list to repairs to full builds. If you need a custom gaming computer, check it out. Bearded Custom Computers. He's on Facebook. Just search Bearded Custom PCs.
Or check out our page because we shared it.
Check out there. We just shared it. He's also on Instagram, Facebook, but it is awesome. Some of the stuff that he does is just amazing. These computers, Jake, they look like spaceships.
I know. I just saw it. Yeah, it was
they're
great.
Quite amazing. So he's super good guy. He knows everything that you need to know about building a custom computer for your gaming needs or just any needs. If you do a podcast like us and you need a super fast computer to handle all your equipment and software, this is the guy to contact. So that's Bearded Custom PCs. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and anywhere else.
And once this podcast actually ever makes any money, I'll be more than happy to update our podcasting studio. And that's where we're gonna go.
That's it.
Eventually, when we actually make like $1 out of this.
Exactly.
Right. So let's slowly move on to music.
All right.
And following that plug right there, I'm going to plug something else. We just recently became ambassadors for California brand apparel. So if you guys want to have a different fashion style, stop wearing the same crap as everybody else around here, because everybody's wearing the same thing. And if you want a brand that's Canadian, you want to make a fashion statement that's something unique. Well, California, yes, California with an H, not California, California. CaliforniaApparel.com has made us their brand ambassadors, the ADG podcast. So we're going to give you a huge deal on all their products today. And this is just a preview of next season because, like I said, we're growing, we're getting bigger. And these guys actually reach out to us and offered us a program where we're like, hey, you guys should be ambassadors. And we're like, wow, we have reach now or something.
Yeah.
So, they appreciate our products that we produce with our voices. So like, hey, you guys are going to be amazing ambassadors. So for all of our listeners, from now on, and this is all of on our Instagram page, everybody who listens to this show, we'll give you a 20% discount on your purchase from CaliforniaApparel.com. That's with an H, California. And this is a Canadian company from Halifax. That's why the H. Mm-hmm. And they have toques, They have hats. They have different types of shirts, hoodies, men's, women's accessories. It's just crazy. They have like 700,000 Instagram followers. It's an awesome brand that's just growing. And they're like, yeah, Hitty Cheap Podcast, we're gonna be our brand ambassadors. We're like, hell yeah, we're gonna be brand ambassadors.
We're just
We're
that
gonna need to give our
popular.
listeners a discount because you have these t-shirts are awesome and their toques are great. Check them out, californiaapparel.com, and get your 20% discount by using promo code Jacob20. So JAKUB20
There you go.
at checkout, and they'll automatically give you like 20%. Boom, discount.
Just like that.
You're welcome.
Who doesn't like a good discount?
I know, right? Like 20%. That's way more above tax. So
Exactly.
crazy. What? A smooth ass transition from that. Let's give you some music for our last episode here for the season. And I saved an awesome track for the summer for you guys. And this is a collaboration. Okay, and I sent to me a few weeks ago for one of our promoters, and I've been listening to this track for the last few weeks. I'm like, oh my god, I'm saving this for the last episode because this is just amazing. This track is called Chameleon, and it's by 3 artists: INViDA, Juliette Reilly, and Muza. They're all independent artists. INViDA is a New York-based pop and dance music producer and artist from New York. Muza is a band, also from New York City, 2-person band. And Juliette Reilly is an up-and-coming pop singer-songwriter from Nashville. Just living in Nashville, and they collaborated on an awesome track called Chameleon. And it is an awesome summer jam and something you guys should put on your playlist. We're gonna send out all the links to everybody on our Facebook page right now. Here we go.
I got one eye on my love, but the other still in Malibu. I'm not hearing what you're saying, but I feel the vultures coming through. I'm not your shade of blue. I think I'm addicted to giving out broken hearts, 'cause the sun don't shine as bright without the rain. Baby, I was born to change territories and terrains. I'm forever on the run, chameleon. I'm always turning into someone new. 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 And all these colors don't belong to you. I got one more shot of whiskey. You can kiss me if you wanna fight every night. Well, my ex, he says I'm crazy, but I think that shit makes life more fun. And I'm not looking to be serious, no. I said I'm addicted to giving out broken hearts, 'cause the sun don't shine as bright without the rain. Baby, I was born to change territories and terrains. I'm forever on the run, chameleon. I'm always turning into someone new.
All right, so that was INViDA, Juliette Reilly, and Muza, Chameleon. So that's your summer track on this 20th episode of the AG podcast. This is how we finish off this season musically. I hope you guys enjoy. We are going to have an insane amount of stuff coming up season 2 musically. We'll get to that later.
Exactly.
So
It's going to be a great season 2. We got a lot of fun things planned. We got some new segments planned. Especially if you like movies and you like movie trailers, tune in next season. We have a brand new segment coming out for that. It's going to be awesome. Me and Jake will definitely be arguing back and forth on that segment.
Oh, yeah. We got some stuff coming up. We got
some good stuff.
Music. We got interviews coming up because they're already lined up. They want everybody's waiting. They wanted to do it through the summer, but we're taking a break because we're going to accumulate all this stuff for season 2. And like you guys saw, we have sponsorships coming up. We have music coming up. There's going to be interviews. And we're going to come back right at the beginning of the football season.
Yeah.
If you want to hear some nonsense and yelling and arguing, there you go. The Detroit Lions will be in town.
Yes. Ready to kick off their 2019-2020 season. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be something. But yeah, there you go. All right. So we got a top 5 for today. Let's do it.
Yes, we do. And because this is a very ADG podcast-centric episode, I figured this would be the perfect time to do a season finale top 5 ADG top 5 moments.
Perfect.
From the past. Yeah. So I was racking my brain, like, what moments really stand out to me during this first season of ADG podcast. And
there's so many to choose from.
There's so many good ones. So I really had to narrow it down. And this is my list, Jake. So if you have other suggestions,
I'll chime in. I'm sure.
Honorable mentions, let me know.
Okay.
So coming in at number 5, we have to go way back to the war on the St. Clair journalism program. Which, if you don't remember, first few episodes, we were trying to get people.
First 5, I think.
Yeah, we were trying to get people who are in the journalism program at St. Clair College to come on the show and talk about their experience and all that stuff. We couldn't find nothing. But
got boycotted.
You got boycotted. Nobody wanted to talk about it. I don't know if it's because they didn't know who we were, or they didn't like the show, or that they just don't have time for us. But we took it personally, and so we started to
hot shots at him
and throw a lot of shade. So there you go. So that was number 5.
Nice.
Number 4. You mentioned that we were coming back in September before football season. One of my favorite moments from the past year was our interview with Sean Belegian of 11:30 The Fan and radio show. He came on. We talked everything Lions related, especially around draft time. It was a great interview. If you are a Lions fan and if you are a Sean Belegian fan, check out that interview. It was great. Sean is a great guy, and he will be back but in season 2 talking about Lions and hopefully positive Lions news. So we'll see.
Hopefully. And you guys, you need an alternative sports talk in the morning because 97.1 in the morning sucks. Go listen to Sean. No, I'm serious. Nobody was listening to that garbage in the morning on 97.1.
Yeah.
Afternoon, yes, love it. Afternoon's great, but 11:30 The Fan was The Fan. Yeah, and it's just great. Sean's on there 6 to 9, and just go. It's great. It's interesting. He engages on Twitter too. It's just a really good show. This is what I listen to on the way to work.
Exactly.
So it's great. He's very interactive, interesting. He's got good ideas.
True. No, yeah, he definitely takes a real fan's perspective in place when it comes to that. So that was number 4. Number 3, I gotta say top number 3 moment from this past season of the ADG podcast was our countless debates on movies, Jake. I know me and you don't always see eye to eye when it comes to movies.
And that's a good thing. That's good.
So it's always
Fuck Aladdin.
like Aladdin or Godzilla, you know.
Hey.
Uh, so obviously, uh, that was one of my favorite moments throughout the first season. Obviously, we have plenty of new movies to talk about coming up in season two, Star
Yes, because I'm
Wars,
start I'm
etc.
starting to looking at some of them actually tonight. We were just talking off the air about seeing
Yeah.
movies. And I'm seeing yesterday the movie about the Beatles music tonight. So
Yes, that
I'll have that
that
ready for 2 months from now.
that actually looks pretty good, and I think we're gonna agree on that one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully. So that was it. Coming in at number two, we were talking about wrestling earlier, and we talked about this guy, Chris Van Vliet interview. Um,
Oh wow, nice.
great interview. Great Canadian guy making it big in the States. Um, we follow him on all social media. He actually just received his own podcast, so he has his own Chris Van Vliet podcast out. So if you are a fan of his YouTube channel, check out his podcast there. Obviously, a guy from Pickering, Ontario, super humble, super nice guy. We had him on the
Yes,
show.
tremendous
Very,
talent.
very knowledgeable when it comes to insight, when it comes to wrestling, and his relationship.
Journalism.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and his relationship with wrestlers and people who work in the wrestling business. So if you are a fan of wrestling, if you are a fan of great stories and everything that goes behind the scenes in pro wrestling, Chris Van Vliet is the man to follow. Go back and check out his interview on the ADG podcast. Lots of great stuff there.
Hmm.
And number one, I know this was very big for Jake. I know he always enjoys doing this. Is the great local and international music artists featured
Oh
on the
wow,
ADG podcast?
nice.
A lot of great stuff that comes out on the ADG podcast, but we're especially proud of the music that we feature on our show. We have local artists, we have artists from all over Canada, all over the U.S., all over the world, Australia, to name a few. You just heard a great collaboration uh, artist that we just played here, but yeah, we look forward to bringing you, new tracks, new songs, new features when it comes to music on the ADG podcast. So stay tuned. In season two, we're gonna have more great music, great local musicians, international musicians, artists you never heard of, maybe artists you have heard of. All that coming up on season two.
Exactly. Oh, and that's awesome. I would flip. One and two are so close together on
Hmm.
this list. It's hard to tell because Van Vliet was just amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, music. Oh God, yeah. It's the connections we made musically. Like for example, Jessica Speziale is one of our first major
Yes.
interviews, music-wise, from Toronto. She is amazing. I'm sure we'll try to get her on again when she has new music coming out. All the artists that came that gave us their tracks that directly sent it to us, interviews that we actually had from artists all over the world. And for example of that is like Wildfire, the girls that were on a few episodes ago. They're still sharing our show from a few weeks back, as early as yesterday. They shared it everywhere, and just love how the interview went and how fun it was. And this is what we're trying to do. We have some interviews lined up already for next year, and we'll do more. And this is where you guys kind of come in too, because if you have an idea who you want to talk to, email us. Like our email right now, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at our emails right now. We have at least 15 just from promo companies sending us like, here's some new artists you guys should talk about. If you guys want to hear somebody, email us. Managers already email us from other artists. They want us to promote more. You guys can help us with this too. If you want to listen to specific type of music or any artist that you actually want us to get, even if they're kind of popular, we will do it. We reach out to a lot of people. And adding to this top 5 list, because some honorable mentions, there's 2 that I want to really throw out there. One being how hard do you and I work behind the scenes on trying to get interviews,
Yeah.
because Darren and I work our asses off, like between everything else we do, to like reach out to people and try to get them on the show and talk to them and just sell what we do. And then what happens outside of the recording, because you and I have some fun conversations behind the scenes, and then some things happen with our interview people, whoever we interview off the air, like the stories with, let's say, Chris Van Vliet. We had a cool segment outside of recording, and then we talked about journalism and stuff, and cooking with Nonna. When was when she was on off the air, what happened when we weren't recording? It was awesome. I love that. That's stuff amazing. And we haven't told this story yet, but we're gonna do it right now since it's our season finale. When we went off the air with that interview, your mom got on the show.
That's right. She is a big fan of Rosella. Follows her on Facebook and all that stuff. She has a cookbook, and she wanted to talk to her. So after the interview, we put her on, and she was just so happy, that she was able to talk to someone that she follows. It's always good to see. That's what we do on the ADG podcast. We make dreams come true. That's what we do.
Exactly. We have a lot of fun. We communicate. Yeah. Like we build relationships. Like you guys all know Lifted Music. Yeah, and for example, we feature his music twice on the show. Yeah, a rap artist from the States. Yeah, him and I are working on a collaboration for my next album. We build relationships like that. Backwards Barbie, same thing. Like we talk off the air and we work on stuff. A lot of other artists that come on, like Voice Memos, who was on the episode, interviewed. That's Chris Van Vliet. That was our mega episode. Him and I talked for like 10 minutes off the air about like music and interviewing and cool stuff like that. It was great experience and stuff we want to share with you guys more as of next season. But until then, here's some more crap we want to talk about. All right, so let's do garbage person of the week. And for episode 20, garbage person of the week, let's have a little different take on something, because Facebook's coming out with a digital currency. Okay, it's going to be called Libra, cryptocurrency. Really? Do I really want a social media program to give me a currency where they can even keep their data secure, where they already look at all your profiles, all of your chat messages? They already own everything you do on Facebook. Do I really want to give them the money? Because it's not going to be free. You're going to have to actually pay real money to get this cryptocurrency, this digital currency. Like, do I really want to have them responsible for something I need to own? Like, they already know everything you do, and they spy on you. They read your messages. They keep track of everything you do. They hear everything you say through this app. Facebook keeps track of everything you do on it. Now, their security isn't top-notch. Okay? Now, them coming into the currency market, and someone who advertised on Facebook before, not exactly the easiest to work with. Not exactly the most transparent company in the world. Plus, this is the same company that's banning people for things they don't like. Okay? So this is a company who's banning on both sides of the aisle people things they don't like. So one, they're controlling everything that happens on their social media, but now they want you to invest in them. Why would I invest in somebody who's this control? It's like giving more money to the government. I don't want to do that, because if I give more money to the government, doesn't mean I get anything out of it, because they're still controlling everything. Same thing with Facebook. If I want to invest in a currency that they control, why would I want to do that? It doesn't get me anywhere. So that's Mark Zuckerberg going a little bit far. Looking into the death of Facebook in the next 5 years. Anyway, when everybody moves on to something different, it's going to happen. When everything expands, the internet goes all over the place, but I'm thinking that's going to happen, and this is just not going to help. I don't want to invest in this company, not in this way where they have total control of my investments and create their own currency. It's just, and I'm not a fan of digital currency at all to start with, because I was relying on something that's not tangible. Kind of scares me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but that's Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. There is my garbage person of the week.
There
The
you
last
go.
week of this show for the season. For
There
those
you
my
go.
reasons. What do you think? What do you think, Darren? You gonna buy some
You,
crypto?
No, all that, especially on the early stages of cryptocurrency, they still got a lot of bugs to work out when it comes to something like that. I would wait a few years until they really perfected it, because who knows, especially with all the hackers and and the criminals out there, is it like, how safe is it really,
Yeah, I don't know. And again, I don't believe in any of that stuff anyway. So
Mhm.
that's just that's just that. It's just depressing. Just
Yeah.
pushing more shit on people. But there you
Yeah.
go. Garbage person of the week,
Boom.
Darren.
Yes.
You know what I just read right now.
Hmm.
You know this craze that's happening through fast food restaurants. Everybody's going all veggies instead of meat.
Right. Right.
They're making everything instead of meat. That's the new craze going around. This
Yeah.
is why I'm a big fan of Arby's. They're doing the opposite. They're making meat vegetables.
Meat vegetables.
Yeah, meatables. Meatables. Yes.
Meatables. Yeah.
Yeah, they made carrots out of turkey. Like literally carrots out of turkey.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and yeah, it might seem funny, but as I'm reading this story, it's not a joke at all. They're actually making a meat carrot, made out of turkey breast sliced into the shape of a carrot,
Uh-huh.
rubbed down in a special carrot marinade, and dried carrot juice powder, then topped with maple syrup powder, oven roasted for an hour, topped with parsley to give it a full carrot effect.
Wow.
This is awesome. I love it, and it's healthy too. It's got 70% of recommended daily dose of vitamin A and 30 grams of protein. I am so down for that. Give me
There
a
you
fucking
go,
merit.
folks.
I'll take it over
So
a veggie patty all day.
there you go. To be honest, I haven't tried one of these plant-based burgers yet. I know they're everywhere.
Yes,
Tim Hortons, A&W. Pretty soon, I'm sure Burger King and McDonald's are going to come out with their own version.
there's our next boycott.
Oh my god. Well, I really don't eat fast food. To be honest with you, I might have Taco Bell occasionally here and there.
So you
But
go for the worst one out of all of them. That's awesome.
Actually, no. I want to just to take a little sidetrack here. Taco Bell is actually not that bad, because it's actually the healthier out of all the fast food chains.
Darren eats the sauce
Explain.
packets.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Because you can get it with rice or beans, so it doesn't always have to be meat, right?
Oh,
So
okay. So you waste your time at Taco Bell.
there you go. Instead of going to Mexican Town, you can just have them over there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Darren explaining his Taco Bell habits.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, anyway, this is great. It's a different trend, and I'm really for it, because I know some of my friends are vegan and are like, yay, bean patties, deep fried. I'm like, gross. No, let's make things out of meat, because it's just more fun. Why would I want to eat my food's food? Okay,
Right.
my food, which would be animal, needs the green stuff to live. So stop eating the green stuff and let my food eat your food. Okay. So there you go.
But that really depends on where you stand. Like me, I love veggies. I can eat veggies all day if I want. I know some people are strict carnivores, but I think it's all about moderation when it comes to it. You have to have your meat, you have to have your protein, but you also have to have your veggies, your roughage, your salad. Like me, I gotta have a salad with dinner. It's
I
just
know, and it's probably following, with the last course of your dinner, because you're Italian. You got to have your salad in there.
you gotta have your pasta, you gotta have your salad.
There you go.
That's
But
it.
yeah, and as I'm reading, Burger King is in the process of rolling out an Impossible Whoppers, which is going to be a Beyond Meat type of burger. Tim Hortons is selling sandwiches with Beyond Meat patties, and McDonald's is testing a meatless burger in Germany right now.
There you go.
They just providing information. This is the ADG podcast. We get that shit out there for you guys. But yeah, the Beyond Meat craze is everywhere. I'm not down with it. So whatever. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm waiting for these meat carrots to come out, and I'm gonna go eat some meat carrots. It's gonna be sweet. Can't wait. A bunch of turkey. All right, so there's some food right there. But I'm looking at our ADG podcast page on Facebook, which you guys go check out. And we posted some Winter Olympics news for 2026. In the Winter Olympics going to Italy.
Yes, Milan and
Cortina.
Cortina,
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. So there you go. So
That's interesting.
yeah. So the last time that they were in Italy was 2004.
I think so. Yeah.
And that was in Torino.
Yes.
So this one they're splitting it between Milan and Cortina.
Well, it's expensive to have the Olympics. You got to build things.
Oh, of course. But
Got
there's
things
also,
ready.
There's also been talks about, the Olympic Committee, how they take all the money in the town and the country doesn't really see that much money from everything that's there.
Yeah, it's just a huge undertaking. Look what happened to Brazil. They built all these buildings, barely finished most of them, and now they're just sitting idle, not doing anything.
Right.
Breaking down, yeah. But speaking of buildings breaking down, the demolishing of Palace of Auburn Hills.
Yes, sad to see it come down.
Yeah.
Because, and also for me, the big thing that I miss is that, these buildings nowadays always have like corporate sponsors, like the AT&T Arena or whatever. This is just the Palace,
It was the Palace. A lot of concerts there.
Yeah. And that's what I like. A lot of concerts, a lot of great basketball memories and everything from there, when the Pistons were actually good.
Oh, yes.
So it's going to be an end of an era. So that's being torn down. Joe Louis Arena is actually in the middle of being torn down as well. So a lot of great historical Detroit sports venues being torn down.
Yep. Well, making room, and they should do that to all the nasty broken down houses in Detroit too.
God,
but hey,
yeah.
But anyway, our ADG Facebook page has a whole bunch of updated stories on there. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. We shared a brand new music video from Wildfire.
Yes.
That was great. They love our show. We love them too.
Yeah.
And there's some cool stuff on there. We shared a Bearded Custom Computers. This ad is on there. Love it. Share it. Pass it around. Our page is growing. And basically end of season stuff. Some cleanup duties for the end of the season. Just share our page. We have some cool stuff coming up. We're going to take a break in the summer, but you'll still see us. I'll be broadcasting live on Instagram from the Queen Adam Lambert concert at the end of July. Yes. Yeah. Jacob's doing that. I'll be broadcasting somewhere in the U.S. at some point. I have some crazy soccer news when we come back in our second season that I'll be doing a segment on Instagram where I'll be different parts and different soccer spots around Michigan and things. So we'll continue on our crazy soccer parent experience.
Jake's
that's entertaining.
Ongoing battle with crazy soccer parents.
Yes, it's entertaining to me, so I'm going to pass on the entertainment to everybody else. But we have some cool stuff happening, and just keep track of our Facebook page. Share it, like it, follow it. There'll be always stuff popping out. Darren will be throwing down some news stories like Le'Veon Bell jewelry theft that we just put up there. A bunch of nonsense.
That's great.
With him.
Hey,
Yeah.
it serves you right for having two naked ladies in your bed, and leaving them there.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
What you get.
That's what you get, man. You expensive jewelry guy. With lots of women.
Yeah.
But anything else that happens, and when we're off, we'll definitely throw stories on there. Instagram, go check that out. We always put stuff on there. Twitter's crazy. We always sharing on Twitter. A whole bunch of different stuff. Our likes are going up, so I know you guys are following. Let's see more of that. If you have any ideas of stuff to do for the next season, email adgpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
Boom. That.
So for the last time in season 1, I'm Darren,
And I'm Jacob.
and we are ADG.
ADG. That's right.
Yeah.